So I came out to the outdoor crafting space today and I'm trying to get inspired. I found this watering can that I purchased at a garage sale for $1. That's the front side, and then the back side, that must be the original color. So I'm out here looking for some paint. I really like the color, but I'm out here looking for some paint that's close to the color. And I think this is pretty close. This is Kudzu by Dixie Belle. So I am trying to decide also if I want to take this off or leave it on. Maybe take it off and put a different kind of mold there, because it has this little bracket down there that will stick out. So I would have to cover it up with something. A transfer wouldn't work. So I'm going to think about this and see what inspiration I can get. So I have a lot of this metal trim, and I need to be using it. So I'm thinking about putting it around the top of here. Before I paint, I have this one, or I have this one. I don't know. What do you think? This one's just a little bit smaller, and it would probably be easier to glue on there. But I like this one also. It just reminds me of like lattice or something that you would have in your garden. Okay, I'm going to try to decide and if I'm going to use that or not. Okay, so I did decide to use the metal. I used both kinds of metal. I used the lattice one at the top, the smaller one at the bottom. I used art glitter glue to glue it on. I used painter's tape to hold it in place, and I also have these two clamps holding it in place at the top. If you do decide to do something like this, make sure your painter's tape is already torn and ready to go before you glue your metal trim onto whatever you're going to glue it on. It's a lot easier. Alright, it is time to take the tape off and see if the metal holds with the art glitter glue. So far it's looking good. This is set overnight. So this is set for, I would say, almost 20 hours. That tape is very sticky. Okay, let's see if it's gonna hold well enough to paint. It looks like it's pretty good. I am happy with that. Okay, let's try the bottom. And that looks good too. have the casting on there, and I'm holding it down with painter's tape, and I'm probably going to let this dry all day. Okay, for this project I have this new garden sign, and I just want to rust it up a little bit. I don't want to rust up the whole thing, but I just want to make it look a little bit older. So, sorry about my mess here. I've been practicing with this. This is the patina paint from Dixie Belle. This is the iron. So, I'm just going to put this on a few spots on the sign. So, for your first coat, you put it on with a brush or a sponge, and you let it dry. And then you put another coat on. So, I'm just going to see what happens. Okay, so the first coat dried, and I put the second coat on of the patina iron paint. Excuse me. And now I'm going to be using my spray. I keep the sprayer separate from the bottle of patina spray when I'm not using it. So I'm going to be using the Dixie Belle patina spray in the green. Give it a little shake. Put my little sprayer in there, and you are supposed to spray this while the paint is wet. The second coat of paint is wet, so that's what I'm gonna do. I do spray the rest out of my sprayer just so there is none left in there, but maybe I had a little bit left in there from before. I'm not for sure. But I did try to empty out all the green out of the sprayer. And then I just put the cap back on and store those two separately. So this is what it looks like. It's been sitting here about an hour. So it is turning very rusty. There's still some puddles of the spray. Maybe I put too much spray on. Not for sure. But I'm going to let it set until it dries. So it'll probably be all afternoon. And then I'll show you what it looks like. So it's early evening and the sign has dried. And the rust part itself looks fine. It's just where I place the paint that looks awful. So it is user error. But the rest, you know, it's fine. So I think I'm going to take it outside and try to sand it and see what happens. Okay, so I've sanded some of the rust off, and I don't know that it really helped because it's the placement where the rust is. So I have already kind of ruined the piece anyway, so I'm going to paint it with milk paint and see what happens. Okay, so I mixed up 2 tablespoons of milk paint, Flour Sack by Sweet Pickins, with 2 tablespoons of water. It's set for about 15 minutes. I'm going to give it a stir. And I'm going to, I haven't sealed this piece or anything. It's just like it was after I sanded it. So I'm going to try and see what happens. Okay, so this is 1 coat of milk paint. I'm going to use the blow dryer on it and see what happens. Okay, so here it is that's just one coat of milk paint, one thick coat of milk paint, and I've used the hairdryer on it. So you can see that there's some crackling, but this is what it originally looked like. New, shiny, and now it does look old. Now I'm going to see if I can bring some of that lettering back so you can kind of read what it said. And then I'll probably just go ahead and I have a little bit of milk paint left. I'll just go ahead and put that on the back to make it look a little bit more authentic. Okay, so this next project was inspired by Julie from Julie's Designs and Signs. On one of her videos, she showed where she took a faux book and she used the Dixie Belle patina paint on it. So that's what I have done to this book. The book originally looked like this. I have 3 of these, a large, a medium, and a small, and they're this color. So I use the Dixie Belle patina paint in iron. And I used the patina spray in green as my spray. And I painted one of these books. And I am not like a spooky type person for like Halloween and things like that. I like fall, but I'm just not a big spooky person. But I did have this paper from Roycycle decoupage paper, and I thought this would be perfect on these books. This is, I'm not for sure the name of this paper. I think it came out in like her last release of papers, but this is what it looks like. And I have cut out this image right here, and I'm going to put that on the front of the book, and then I'm going to find a couple images or ephemera pieces from the paper and put them on the spine of the book. I like it like this, but I think I'm going to fussy cut her out and then decoupage it on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be back. Okay, so this has had about 2.5 coats of the Dixie Belle Kudzu paint. I am really liking this paint. I've used it before, but I forgot how pretty it really is. So I want to highlight the details. So I'm going to be using ivory chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm going to do some dry brushing on all of the highlighted areas. So here are the completed projects. The garden sign, the watering can, and the faux rusty book inspired by Julie from Julie's Designs and Signs. Let me know if you have a favorite in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.